Oh, actually, I've got a tape.
No, that's not true.
Right then, thank you all for coming, everyone. This is History of Sonic. I'm your host, Blaze. So this is my first ever panel, so please, thank you. This is my first ever panel, so I'm going to try my best to present as best as possible. So let's get the music started then, shall we? So this is the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. See if that music wants to start. I forgot my laptop is on mute. Already off to a good start. Already off to a good start, am I right?
Yeah.
So here's what you can expect to see out of this panel. So we're going to get to know Sonic's origin. All the games, shows, and movies and media has been released over the 30 years. And if we have the time, we're going to rank all the Sonic games. So yes, that is nearly every mainline game, by the way. And also, only the best music, of course. And also, we're going to have plenty of memes and references. And if by any time this panel, anyone wants to ask a question or say something, please put your hands up and I will get to you. So, Sonic's origins. So as you can see there, Naoto Oshima, who was a character artist at Sega, first designed a rabbit character that could grab objects with his ears. But due to Yuji Naka's vision for the game, they wanted to have a fast-paced yet simple game. So they narrowed the design down to two characters. So it was either a hedgehog and an armadillo. And I think most people here will know who the armadillo character will later go on to be. So, if you can see by the sketches on the right there, those are the initial character designs by Naoto Oshima back in 1991. And as you can see, he was also inspired by Mickey Mouse and Felix the Cat. And his shoes were also inspired by Michael Jackson's album cover Bad and Santa Claus. That's where he gets his trademark shoe design from. So, Dr. Robotnik, or as he's all commonly known as, Eggman. So, when coming up with the design for the mascot, several character designs were submitted by the AM8 research by Sega's development department, which did later involve the Sonic team, by the way. So they came up with this design you can see on the right there, of a mustachioed man in pajamas, drawn by Naoto Oshima as well. However, they decided to go for Sonic instead because they wanted to represent the technology to play on the environment culture of the 90s. As you can see there, as to why Eggman's design also came into fruition and why they decided to later revisit the concept of Eggman being Sonic's main villain. So yeah, they wanted to make Eggman represent like the exact opposite of technology and the environmental culture of the 1990s. And also you can see down here, his middle name Ivo was picked because of his phonetic similarity with the word evil. As you can see, Ivo evil, if that makes sense. And you can see there's also different names here, what he was planned to originally go by. Yeah, that's a clue, I know, right? And here we are, the first Sonic game that started it all. 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Sega Mega Drive was released. And this will be the start of the decades-long battle between Sonic and Dr. Eggman, but let's be real, we're all going to call him Eggman. No one's calling him Robotnik here, okay? Japan certainly did at the time. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's right, Eggman. So, in the United States, the game was also bundled with the Genesis, as it's known there, but we call it the Mega Drive here in the UK. So, yeah, they wanted to create Sonic to rival Mario, of course, and I think they did a really good job of that with the first Sonic game. And they also introduced many aspects of the franchise, such as the Badniks, Chaos Emeralds. There was no 7th, by the way, so this symbol right here was missing. There was no Super Sonic just yet. But yeah, we got all our iconic zones out of this entry as well, such as Green Hill, which has become very overused nowadays, let me tell you that. Also released at the same time was the 8-bit version on the Master System and Game Gear. While it's not as good as the 16-bit version, it's still one of the better titles on the Game Gear library for Sonic. But did you also know as well that right here, this was Sonic's technically first ever appearance? That is Radmobile 1991. Yep, that came out just a little while before Sonic the Hedgehog 1 did. Now let's get on to his favorite sidekick, Tails. So, in developing the sequel to Sonic 1, the Sega Technical Institute started conceptualizing ideas for a companion to Sonic. So they held a contest to decide the design of Sonic's sidekick, which was won by Yasushi Yamaguchi, who was originally the main artist and level designer of the Sonic team. So they wanted to have Tails' name have a pun on miles per hour. As you can see, his name is Miles Tails per hour as his full name. But they insisted that originally the name be changed to Tails, which Yamaguchi initially opposed. But in the end, a compromise was reached, and the character would be known as Miles Tails per hour, with Tails being his nickname. And you can see right here, he initially only had one tail, but received his twin tails for a stronger impact. And I don't know how to pronounce that character's name, sorry, I don't play Phantasy Star. So here we go, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the second Sonic game to be released on the Genesis, or Mega Drive as we call it. And it was originally released on a day called Sonic Tuesday, 24th of November 1992. But yes, Sonic 2 is definitely one of the best Sonic games in my opinion. It is certainly one of the best. And you can see right here, Sonic 2 did introduce many staples of the franchise, such as the 7th Chaos Emerald and the Gold and Super Sonic right there. If you got all the 7 emeralds in the game, if you could pass those half-pipe special stages, because let's be honest, they're a pain in the arse sometimes, especially later on. They originally wanted Sonic 2 to be a lot longer as well, but due to memory limitations, a lot of the plans don't have to be cut from the game. But in the 2013 mobile remake, Hidden Palace was added back if you can find where it is. And of course, oh god, I do not like this game by the way, Sonic 2 8-bit. I'm not joking, has anyone here actually played this and got past the first boss? Yeah, exactly. No one has.
Has anyone here even played this?
Yeah, good question. Has anyone played this? Because it's bundled in a lot of, yeah. Go ahead, got 2 people, got 3 there. And Tails isn't even playable in this version, despite the fact he's on the cover art, because he gets kidnapped at the start of the game. Oh, and by the way, if you don't get all the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic just leaves Tails to die, literally. I'm not even joking. If you don't get all the emeralds, you're not getting the good ending. He just leaves him behind. Rest in peace, Tails. And here we go, one of my other favorite Sonic games, Sonic CD. And as you can see right here, we got the boy, we got the metal Sonic plushie. You all know the meme. Let's get some who's in the room. There we go. And as you can see, the music player right now is Glittering Chaos from this game. Specifically the EU version, because this game had 2 soundtracks, and of course the EU version is superior.
There's also a Japanese version.
It's the same.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was the EU JP, not just EU.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, I'll show you.
So, CD did introduce Amy Rose and Metal Sonic, of course. And it also introduced time traveling in its level design, which allowed Sonic to visit the levels in different time periods, with the aim being to go to the past, destroy the robot generators, and then make a good future. Or you can just get all the 7 time stunts, that also works. And as you can see right here, this are the initial storyboards for Sonic CD's intro sequence. And you can see right up here, Toei Animation were contacted to make the animations, with developers even requesting Dragon Ball animators to be brought on board for this. And also, I don't know how Sega managed this, but how did they get this wrong? I don't know how she looks like Sally Acorn, but okay.
Maybe it's the eyes.
Girl.
Maybe. Could explain Amy's colour blindness later on, though. And here we go, the first animated Sonic TV show. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. This introduced Jaleel White as the iconic voice of Sonic during the 90s. And he was meant to be brought back for Sonic Generations, but for some reason they never got him back for Classic Sonic. I don't know why. But yes, this had 65 episodes released and were loosely based on the games, often focusing on Sonic, Tails, Dr. Robotnik, and his dopey dunce spots, Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts. Yeah. And this, yeah, it was technically the first time, because in Sonic CD, Sonic did have a quote that he says, if you wait around the level for 3 minutes, if you all know what I'm talking about. And, very quickly, and yes, the late Long John Baldry did voice Dr. Robotnik, who gave us one of the most iconic Sonic memes ever, by the way. Well, you all know what I'm talking about. 1 second. Here we go. Y'all ready? Say it with me now.
Snooping as usual, I see.
We gotta play it again. Alright, let's get going again.
Snooping as usual, I see.
And of course, we can't forget the Sonic Says shorts. This is PSA for com boundaries, by the way. Respect people's boundaries, as Sonic will tell you now.
Oh, yes.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable,
That's no good.
It's peak.
first,
Absolute cinema.
you get out of there. Most important, you gotta tell someone you trust, like your parents Your teacher, a police officer.
Thank you, Julia White, for delivering us such good advice. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be that loud, sorry. I forgot to lower the volume down, my
Do you say
apologies.
Hydro City or Hydrocity?
Hydro City, then I will have no other use for that, okay? I will have no arguments for that. And as least to tie into the game, we have Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which was also built off of Puyo Puyo. It is basically the same game, really, though, let's be honest. And it did feature some of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cast as opponents in the story mode, but no Sonic and Tails, strangely enough. Where were they? Who knows?
You play as them.
No, you don't. You play as a character called Has-Been. No. And of course, the second Sonic show is Sonic's at AM, as everyone was calling it.
The better one.
The better one, I guess you could say. This was more focused on more serious tones, compared to Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And it also introduced some of the characters that would be seen in the Archie comics, such as Sally Acorn, Bonnie Rabbit, Rhoda, and Antoine. And this time around, you can see the voice cast right there. Jim Cummings did voice Dr. Robotnik in this, and you all know him as Winnie the Pooh. Everything else he's voiced. Yes, Jim Cummings did voice Robotnik. And here we have Sonic Chaos, the third Sonic game on the Game Gear, and also one of the most easiest Sonic games ever. It even says right there, if you play as Tails, you don't even have to get the emeralds to get the good ending. It's that easy. And in Japan, it was known as Sonic and Tails 1, because Sonic and Tails 2 we'll be seeing soon. And here we go, Sonic Spinball. Oh, this one is tough to say about. I am mixed on this game. Sometimes I can get really good at it, but sometimes the game just fucks me over royally. Especially the last level, fuck Showdown. So yeah, as you can see right here, Sonic 3 was not going to be ready by holiday in 1993, so they commissioned the Sega Technical Institute to work on a Sonic game while the Japan team worked on Sonic Hedgehog 3. And due to Casino Night level from Sonic 2 being a popular level, the theme of the game was chosen around pinball. And real quick, who's been to Alton Towers here? Then you will know that the ride is still there, but it was called Sonic Spinball at one point, yeah. Yep, but they lost the rights in 2016. Yeah, I remember they had like a Sonic statue and stuff there as well, which was really cool. I think I have like a picture of it. Is it still there? It's still there.
It's still there, you're just not supposed to look
Oh,
at it.
someone has a question? Yes.
I understand, because I'm a bit of a theme park nerd. No one properly knows where the Sonic statue actually is.
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Some people have said apparently it's kind of outside one of the staff buildings, and you can see it from the cable car, but apparently got moved a couple of years ago to where it is now.
Interesting. Yeah, I've not seen it because I haven't been to Alton Towers in a while, to be fair.
Mystery, I'm sorry, I'm a theme park nerd, I heard that.
That's fine. I thought I'd mention it now since we're on the topic of Sonic Spinball. And also, can I just say, some of the boss fights in this game are generally some of the most creepiest Eggman designs I've ever seen. Looking at you, Scorpius. And also the Robo Boiler. And also, the Game Gear version is so bad it's not worth talking about, okay? We're gonna leave it at that. And who remembers this game? You played this last week?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
London, West
So, Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sega Sonic Arcades is called, introduced Ray the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. And it's also a game that I know for a fact 95% of people in here have not played.
Other than you.
Other than you.
I'm the 5%
I think it's because they never ported this, because you can see right here, they never got the trackball physics down to emulate on a controller, because it was originally going to be in Sonic Gems collection. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't think it was possible to emulate the trackball controls. And this would also be the only time that Mighty and Ray would be featured together for like 25 years until 2018. Mighty would be seen in one more game, as you'll see on this list, but Ray just went missing for like 20 years. Even Sonic Generations made a reference to them with those wanted, well, not the wanted posters, the missing posters in City Escape. Here we are, Sonic 3. This one is going to be interesting to talk about its development history once we get to the next slide. But yes, it did introduce Knuckles the Echidna and the Master Emerald, as well as Angel Island, of course. I think, how are we feeling about Sonic 3? Good. I'm glad we agreed, because this is one of my favorite Sonic games. Now for the development history. So, the reason why this game got slashed in half into Sonic 3 and then Sonic and Knuckles was because they originally wanted to get out in time because they had a McDonald's Happy Meal promotion in store. Yes, I'm not joking, you can see right there. But the game was not going to be ready in time, so they had no choice but to cut the game in half so they could meet that deadline, which is why Sonic 3 alone just feels rather incomplete. But thankfully, we'll get into Sonic and Knuckles in a second. They did fix this issue. And right there, you can see that's Michael Jackson right there playing Sonic 2. The team did reach out to him to compose music for the game, and he was a huge fan of Sonic at the time, as you can see by the picture there. And even though his music did make it in, there was he went uncredited for an unknown reason, because it was like a debate going on for like 20-something years as to why, or was Michael Jackson was even affiliated with the game. But I think Yuji Naka outright confirmed it just a few years back, that his music did make it in. And I think Sonic Origins also proves that, because 3 of the level themes are different. But yeah, it's a whole different rabbit hole as to why Michael Jackson went uncredited. Whether it was what was going on around the time, I don't know. Here we have Sonic and Knuckles, the second half of Sonic 3. Or as we all know it as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yes, this did start the and Knuckles meme. This was also the first playable of Knuckles the Echidna, because, oh well, actually no, I'm wrong about that, because Sonic 3's multiplayer allows you to play as him, my bad. And the cartridge for Sonic and Knuckles was pretty unique, that it allowed you to attach different Mega Drive games to it, such as Sonic 3, to create Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But you could also put Sonic 2 on top to play as Knuckles in Sonic 2, and also Sonic 1 to play probably the most time-consuming Sonic game ever, if you're willing to put the time and effort in to complete all those Blue Sphere levels.
Shout out to Blue Spheres guy.
Yes, shout out to the Blue Spheres guy. I do not have the time and patience to play that game all the way through. Here you can see Knuckles' origins as to why he was... His original concept design originally wanted to have more of a reptilian design because of the popularity of Jurassic Park at the time. But Knuckles was designed by Takashi Yuda during the conception of Sonic 3. And when it came to his primary colour, red and green were the proposed candidates, while the staff Yuji Naka was pushing towards purple, which did become his eye colour later on in the modern era. So yeah, Knuckles, you can see right there, his long tail on his back was also safe to be a remnant from his early, more dinosaur-looking design. I could not find anything that would look like his original designs. These are all I could find on the wiki. And here we have Sonic and Tails 2, as it's known in Japan, or Sonic Triple Trouble. This is one of the best Sonic games in the Game Gear, in my opinion. I just really like this one. And yeah, I suppose the fans do as well, because someone actually remade the game in 2022 as if it were a 16-bit Sonic game, which, by the way, shout out to Noah and Copeland. And this also did introduce Fang the Sniper, Snack the Weasel. Now it's known as Fang the Hunter up now, apparently, thanks to Sonic Superstars. And who remembers this game, Knuckles Chaotix with 32X? I have not played this one that much because I don't own a 32X, and quite frankly, I don't think anyone in here has either. Yeah, exactly. Knuckles Chaotix did introduce the Team Chaotix, as they were later to be known, as consisting of Espio the Chameleon, Vector the Crocodile, and Charmy B. And also Mighty has a comeback as well, but this will be the last time we see him for 23 years. This is quite a unique Sonic game due to the fact that the tethering mechanic allows 2 players to link up to each other, which allows for more as you can see there, it has more momentum-based mechanics, which allows them to experiment and reach different areas. But I think due to the fact that this game was on the 32X, it just never really took off anywhere. And it doesn't help that the Sega Saturn was already out in Japan by the time this came out. Also, shout out to the Angry Video Game Nerd on his 32X episode. And also, did you know that this game was originally meant to feature Sonic and Tails as playable characters? I mean, they can even be seen in the credits for the good ending, if you get that.
Which nobody to date has.
And the last Sonic game to be released on the Mega Drive was Sonic 3D Blast. But also, it was made for the Sega Saturn a year later. This one, I don't know what they were thinking with this one, just having going around Sonic collecting birds for some reason, or the Flickies as they're known. Not really sure what they were going for. But it did feature some music composed by Junson Noe. We're going to be hearing that name a lot later on. And he did compose the 16-bit version, while I think Richard Jocks composed the Sega Saturn soundtrack. And this also was technically the first game to introduce one of Sonic's core abilities, the homing attack, if you got the yellow shield. And also, one of the developers of the game, John Byrne, did release a director's cut version of the game in 2017, which has new features such as Supersonic and a save feature. Thought that was worth checking out. And here we have some other Game Gear titles, which I thought were just not worth talking about that much. We have the Tails games right there, so we got Tails Adventure before Sonic Adventure, let that be known. So Tails Sky Patrol. If you played Silver Surfer on the NES, you played Tails Sky Patrol, and you know how badly that game is. So Sonic's first 2 racing games, Sonic Drift and Sonic Drift 2. Sonic Drift was not originally released outside of Japan until Sonic Mega Collection. which for some reason Sonic Drift 2 is known as Sonic Drift Racing then, because we never got Sonic Drift 1 here. And oh god, Sonic Blast. This one is anything but a blast if you played it. I don't know why the developers decided to take one look at Donkey Kong Country's graphics and then decide, yeah, you know what, let's recreate them, but make them look 10 times uglier. And also Sonic Labyrinth. What does Eggman do when he's had enough of being defeated by Sonic? Why not just sneak into his house, take off his shoes, and then replace his shoes with speed-down shoes that make him go incredibly slow? Yeah, instead of just killing his enemy, he just takes off his shoes and replaces them.
In the middle of the night.
Exactly. And that's how we got Sonic Labyrinth. And here we have Sonic the Fighters. Who remembers this game?
Honey the Cat, best Sonic character.
In fact, I'm looking at someone in this room right now who has a cat called Honey. Shout out to you there, Ray. Yes, there's Honey right there. So, Sonic the Fighter was originally an arcade game that was released in Japan, but then in Sonic Gems Collection it was released internationally, and then it came to Xbox Live and PSN in 2012. And it was also built on the same engine as games like Virtua Fighter and Fighting Vipers, which I know Honey was inspired by one of the characters in that game. And she wasn't playable until the 2012 version, actually, when they added her in. And also, you might remember these models from the Sonic 3 movie end credits, because they were actually redone for those movie end credits. And also, by the way, Metal Sonic is a fucking coin stealer, seriously. If you made it to the end of that game, you could not beat him for the longest time. He'd just grab you and then drop you to the floor and half your rings would be gone. And here's a cancelled Sonic game for you all, Sonic Extreme. This game never saw the light of day because of due to certain factors. It was meant to be on the Sega Saturn and would have been the first 3D Sonic game, but a lot of things happened with the development history, such as Sega of Japan executives visiting, obstacles with the engine's plan for use and more. And the game ultimately got cancelled, unfortunately, which led to 3D Blast being developed for the Sega Saturn. Because the Saturn at least had to have one Sonic game, because let's be honest, there was only like 3, I think. There was Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Jam, which we'll get to in a minute. I think that's it.
Sonic R.
Oh, Sonic R, yes, how could I forget? And this character right here was originally meant to be in the game. She was known as Tiara Bubowski. Yes, Tiara Bubowski. You've probably seen her some of the Sonic fan animations on YouTube done by various YouTubers. But I think it would have been really cool if the Sega revisited to this character one day. And here we have Sonic Jam, the second Sonic game released on the Saturn. And I don't think it's one that a lot of people have played due to being only on the Sega Saturn, but it does have some unique ports of Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. But it also has the Sonic World, you can see right there, which was technically the first ever Sonic game to be in 3D, because Sonic Adventure was built off this game, actually, if you didn't know that. Because they were already in development for Sonic Adventure by this point for the Dreamcast. But the Sonic World is pretty unique. You can get to visit a lot of concept art, watch a lot of different trailers for the Sonic games that came out. And you can also complete some challenges as well. I do want to check that out one day. And then we have Sonic R for the Sega Saturn. Who remembers this game? Yeah. And you all know this game because of the soundtrack, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think the soundtrack for this game is more iconic than the game itself. Because there's only like 5 tracks, but it did introduce a lot of unlockable characters such as Eggman, Metal Sonic, Tails Doll, Metal Knuckles, and Egg Robo. And of course Super Sonic, who is the most broken of them all if you get all the 7 emeralds. But yeah, let's be honest, this game was more well known for its soundtrack more than the game itself. Which, by the way, shout out to TJ Davis, because she was so lovely to meet last week at SonicCon. In fact, I'm going to show you all something right now, actually. I did get a signature from TJ Davis in the Sonic Encyclopedia here. There's also Johnny Gioeli on the right. We'll get to him in a minute, though. But yes, shout out to TJ Davis. And here we have the Sonic OVA. Who remembers this? Yeah. This was technically the first Sonic movie released. Like 21 years before the first movie in 2020 was released. It was originally a 2-episode anime, which was produced by Studio Pierrot, I think that's called. General Entertainment focuses... Oh, General Entertainment, yeah. It focuses on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles thwarting Eggman's latest scheme to take over the land of the sky, while also featuring Sonic's clash with Hyper Metal Sonic, which I hope to God, Sonic Movie 4 better take inspiration from that fight. And speaking of which, let's showcase some of the best moments from the Sonic OVA. Here we go. Yeah, you already know what's coming.
Do we have a moment to talk about Tails Doll? That was very...
Yes, the 2010s was certainly a time for the Tails Doll curse. Anyway, Sonic OVA moments. the voice actors in this, by the way.
Shut up, Tails.
Look what the Sonic does now to Metal Robotnik. Look what he pulls. Is that a middle finger?
Oh, that's an awful number. I forgot about his voice.
So are you going back to treasure hunting now?
Treasure is my absolute favorite pastime.
And this is what Eggman says now.
Sonic will never again be a pain in my ass.
Here we go, here's the iconic clip. But that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? I think Metal Sonic was low-key enjoying the moment there with Sarah. Let's get the music back on then. I forgot, I need to lower the sound down. Okay.
Could just turn YouTube volume down.
Anyway, next one we have is the last Sonic show in the 90s. Who remembers this? Sonic Underground. Sonic Underground. This was the last Sonic show to be produced in the 90s, and it also featured the last appearance of Jaleel White, unfortunately, so we won't be seeing his Sonic voice. I don't know if he's voiced Sonic ever since then, but who knows what he's up to nowadays. I really wish he would have been brought back for classic Sonic though with Generations. But yes, this did introduce Sonia and Manic, who are Sonic siblings in this timeline. But unfortunately, the show only seen a 40-episode run with no resolution. Yeah, just like Sonic Set AM, it ends on a cliffhanger that never got resolved. The real idea is to revisit the show in the Archie comics and conclude it properly, but it never saw the light of day, unfortunately. But now on to the modern era, with Sonic Adventure 1. It was released in 1998 for Japan and then 1999 for everyone else on the Dreamcast. And this did introduce a lot of the modern character designs we would know them. So Sonic has green eyes, and he also has a more darker fur, I think. Look, yeah, they also introduced the eye colors here, yes. And this did also introduce more characters like Big the Cat and E102 Gamma. Rest in peace, by the way. We miss you, Gamma. Yes, this was also the first Sonic game to introduce the modern, well, not the modern voice cast, but like the Dreamcast era voice actors. So we got Ryan Drummond as Sonic, Corey Ringus as Tails, Michael McGahan as Knuckles, Jennifer Dooley as Amy, John St. John, who you know for Duke Nukem as Big, and then the late Steve Brody as Gamma, and the late Dean Bristow as Eggman. And as you can see, Sonic Adventure is divided up into 6 gameplay styles, with Sonic obviously being the best because it's high-speed action. Tails is obviously is the one that races Sonic in the stages, but his stages are so easy, you can just fly through them all. Knuckles is unique because he has him going through the stages looking for 3 pieces of the Master Emerald, which also hits really good with his design, with being able to glide and climb walls. Amy is more like, she's the slowest character in the game aside from Big, but she only has 3 stages as well, but she often just has to run from this robot called Zero who stalks her throughout his levels. And then you have fishing in a Sonic game. Who thought this was a good idea? Who thought this was a good idea?
You don't have to play as Big if you're not ready to love him.
You need to play as him though to get to the final fight with Perfect Chaos though.
Maybe you need to learn a bit more appreciation for Big the Cat in your heart.
I do appreciate Big the Cat.
Good. But we don't appreciate fishing.
Exactly, even though they brought it back in Sonic Frontiers, but it's unclear if better.
The bit I don't get is why Sonic just uses a net. Just use a net, it's a shock.
Sonic Adventure also did introduce the Chow Garden as well, which who spent so many hours on these Chow Gardens? Yes, I'm guilty of it. Sonic Adventure 2 especially. And okay, I think the next slide is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. So y'all may have seen Sonic Adventure's character models, or specifically the Dreamcast ones, have the most funniest facial expressions I have ever seen. But recently, you've noticed since last year, a YouTuber by the name of AtariX has been uploading AI Sonic content with meme maker mods. So let's watch one of them quickly while also looking at some of the most funniest facial expressions I could find. Oh shit, no one can hear it.
I wonder what happened to Sonic.
I wonder what happened to Sonic.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Hey Sonic, do you know where I can find the kitty?
Let me try calling it.
Yes, this is where the Knuckles cosplays also come from the end of the video, just so YouTube don't censor it. And also we have, oh no! Oh no! And also some of these facial expressions are just the funniest I've ever seen out of the character models.
Amy speaks to my soul.
Oh, it's so funny, those character models. And also, this did introduce Crush 40. Yes, the legends Johnny Giowelli and Jun Sonoe. I have the pleasure of meeting Johnny twice this year, once at Hotarucon and then just last week at SonicCon. He did also do a lot of his songs that he's covered over the years. So yeah, Jun Sonoe did reach out to Johnny during when I think it was when Sonic Adventure was in development, because he wanted to contact him because Johnny is the main singer from Hardline. I was meant to see him later this month, but they cancelled. Thank you very much, agency. So yeah, I think he just liked Johnny's vocals so much that he contacted him for the song "Open Your Heart," which would later be featured in the game's intro and for the final fight against Perfect Chaos. And did you know where Johnny got the name from? It was originally at Summer of Sonic 2010 when he explained how the band's name came to fruition, as he did not want to turn 40, which is where the name Crush 40 came from, because he wanted to crush 40. So yeah, that makes sense to you. Gonna lower that down again now. Radical Highways to banger. We're about to get on to Sonic Adventure 2 in a minute. Who's played this game then? Yeah, no one. No one has. Sonic Pocket Adventure is for some reason the only Sonic game that IGN have gave a 10 rating to. I'm not even joking. Sonic was never good, guys? Yeah, right. Alright, Sonic Shuffle. I do own this game, and I have played it with... I see you in the back there, Kingsley. We have played this game together. It was such a fun time. I've got the videos on my phone of that. So yeah, Sonic Shuffle is honestly, I think it's overhated, honestly. If you have 3 other people to play this with you, it's a fun time, but yeah, the AI in this game and the story mode, though, is kind of iffy. But some of the mini-games in this, though, are hilarious. Shout out to that one where you have to stomp on your friends with the Eggman robot. That one is hilarious. Here we are, Sonic Adventure 2, the GOAT. This is introduced Shadow the Hedgehog, the best Sonic house of all time, and Rouge the Bat. Originally voiced by David Humphrey for Shadow and Lionel Manel to voice Rouge. This did also introduce us to the most iconic Crush 40 song, Live and Learn. This did adapt to Sonic Adventure 1's 3 gameplay styles. Well, some of the best ones, aside from fishing. But yes, it did give us high-speed action with Sonic and Shadow. The shoot-em-up gameplay from Gamma returned as Tails and Eggman stages, and then Knuckles' Rouge the same as treasure hunting. And... what's next? Oh yeah, so... Adventure 2 was originally meant to be the last Sonic game, believe it or not, because at the time, Sega was facing a lot of difficulties at the time because the Dreamcast also, unfortunately, fought to use the PlayStation 2 coming out, which Sonic's future was certainly uncertain after this, and this was meant to be his last game. But luckily, Sega decided to go the third-party route after this game and start developing games for other consoles, which led to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle being the first GameCube game to be developed, and also, well, not the first GameCube game, but the first Sonic game to be developed on the GameCube. And the Nintendo console, who would have thought? Yeah, Sonic was in safe hands after this game, and it also happens to be one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. And if you've played Sonic Adventure 2, you should know what's up next. You've seen the video, you've seen it. I guarantee nearly everyone has in here, but
Yeah.
you know what's coming up. You know what's coming up.
Hedgehog's a bitch ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
That's right.
Took his hedgehog fucking pissed on my fucking wife.
He said
His dick was big.
And
I said that's disgusting.
Like, don't come up until I cut it off.
Don't come.
Shut up, you have a small dick. He's like, that's smaller. He said, way smaller. And check out the size of my dick.
My dick. That's right, baby. Old quills, old pillows, like 2 balls and a bomb. My wife, so I'm gonna fuck the earth. Super laser piss.
Except I'm going in.
I'm pissing on the moon. I'm like that Obama! I pissed on the fucking moon, idiot!
Droplets.
My sight got piss on you too.
Thank you for that, Dr. Eggman, and thank you for Alfred Coleman for being such an iconic meme.
We love Alfred.
Anyway, time for Shadow's origins, and this is the last origins I'm going to do because I can't cover every character, but Shadow is iconic enough to get a roll in one. So, Shadow was initially conceived to be like an anti-hero who would contrast sharply with Sonic, and he was inspired by American comic book anti-heroes such as Spawn. Shadow was envisioned as a character who would match Sonic in his coolness, and was conceived as a part of the development of SA2, to build on the success of Adventure 1, of course. The final design for Shadow was developed by Shiro Miyakawa, who considers himself Shadow's creator and feels a deep personal connection to the character. And Shadow's original name was Terios, which is Japanese for reflection of. Kazuyuki Hoshino, another key figure in Shadow's creation, claimed that the character's red stripes were inspired by, Kabuki Tsujikama makeup. And early concept art included Vegeta as a keyword to describe Shadow, which, you can see they're drawing heavily from Dragon Ball. And there's the original Terios design, which was featured as a costume for Shadow in Shadow Generations if you bought the digital deluxe edition. Let's get the music back on.
It went to Sonic X Shadow Generations.
We're getting to
They're
that.
boyfriends.
They finally kiss. If you get the secret ending, they finally kiss.
I can't chaos control my love.
Who remembers Sonic Advance? I really like Advance 1. There's still a debate going up nowadays whether Advance 1 is the best, or Advance 2 or Advance 3, but I personally think Advance 1 just beats them all. But yeah, people did originally call this Sonic 4 because of how well it played like the Genesis games at the time. I mean, we don't talk about Sonic 4, but we're going to get to that later on, unfortunately. But yes, the Tiny Shower Garden was also featured in this game, which allowed you to link up to Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube, and you could actually transfer showers to and from the GameCube to the Game Boy, which was really cool, a nice additional feature. And the sequel was just released a year later, Sonic Advance 2, which did introduce Cream the Rabbit and Cheese. And
She was so broken.
yeah, she was so broken, especially in Sonic. Yeah, Cheese doesn't fuck around.
Jeez.
Here we have Sonic Heroes! Obviously an iconic Crush 40 song. So, Sonic Heroes was developed in 2003 and released in 2004 internationally, where you can have, at the time, I think this got a Guinness World Record book for the most playable characters in a platformer game. Yeah, because there's like 12 of them, of course, with the 3 teams. So yeah, we have Team Sonic, Team Dark, Newcomer E123 Omega, Team Rose, and then Team Chaotix finally returns after Knuckles Chaotix, just 9 years later. And there's a person in this room I'm looking at right now who considers Sonic Heroes to be his favorite game of all time. Isn't that right, Sam? Would you like to share as to why you like this game so much? Yeah, Sonic Heroes, I really do like the level designs in this game, but some of them though, those Chaotix missions, especially Mystic Mansion's torches, I do not like. Yeah, and Team Rose are just too easy. I understand they're like for new players and that, but it's just way too easy. But it did give us a few new theme songs for each respective teams with artists like Ted Poley, Julian Kay, and Kay Hanley. And as well as 2 new Crush 40 songs with Sonic Heroes, and then my favourite, What I'm Made Of, against the final fight against Metal Overlord. And then we have Sonic Battle for the GBA, a game I have played all the way through. I actually think this is an underrated Sonic game, personally, because this is like definitely Sonic Smash Bros. If you think about it. I really wish the game would get like another re-release, honestly. Nintendo, if you're listening, you need to re-release this on the Game Boy, or the Switch Virtual thing, whatever it is. But yes, this did introduce Emerald the Gizoid as well, who is very integral to Shadow's story, and he has the ability to copy other techniques from other fighters, which makes him really unique a fighter, and you can also make him insanely broken.
The anime as well.
We're gonna get to that. Here we are, speaking of which, Sonic X. Who's watched this when they were younger?
Yeah.
If you remember Jetix when that was a thing, yeah.
On the PSP as well.
Oh yeah, it was on the PSP and the Game Boy, yeah. I know you could get those little DVD things.
Home and record on a video player. Like anyone else? Yeah.
Yes, the 78 episodes of Sonic X was originally, I think they did this at the time, it was produced by TMS Entertainment with the partnership with Sega and Sonic Team. And then, you all know what 4Kids did to the dub of this, they just butchered it so much. And they did introduce some iconic voice actors to the series, like Jason Griffith, the best Sonic and Shadow in my opinion. Also Dan Green as Knuckles, is it Amy Powell as Tails, I think it is? I don't know. But yeah, this was technically the first time like that Jason and that took over from Ryan and the gang, because just a year later in Shadow the Hedgehog, actually, they went into the games then. So yes, I have watched all the 78 episodes of this, because there were originally 52 episodes with the 2 seasons, but then the 3rd season came out just I suppose a year later or a few months later, I don't know. But yes, this also did adapt the stories of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 for the season 2 episodes. So episodes 27 to 32 do adapt Sonic Adventure 1, all the way from Sonic's story beginning to the fight against Chaos to the final fight against Perfect Chaos. And then immediately after that, for episodes 33 and 38, we introduced the Sonic Adventure 2 arc, which, yeah, introduced Shadow to the series finally, or, you know, to the Sonic X anime. And then even Sonic Battle even got an adaptation. You can see there Emerald makes an appearance. And season 2 ended at episode 52 with Sonic and friends returning back to the home planet. And this was meant to be the end of the series until a year later, when the 3rd season released under the title of the Mesorex arc. Yeah. Sonic X season 3 though, I really think it did pick up from here, like, because it introduced like a lot more, like, you know, locations for them to go to, because they were obviously traveling across space to get the Chaos Emeralds before Dark Oak could get them after Sonic sent them away. And it also did introduce Cosmo as well as the Mesorex. And one iconic moment from this has to be Sonic and Shadow's Superform fight in episode 64, which did have to inspire their fight in Sonic Movie 3. And of course, episode 67, we got the only appearance of Dark Super Sonic. Yeah. Outside of fan mods and animations, shout out to Nazo Unleashed. Yeah, Dark Sonic has got quite the cult following. And yeah, episode 78 did mark the end of Sonic X, which, yeah, unlike the other past Sonic shows, it ended on a bit of sweet note and actually rounded out the series instead of leaving it on a cliffhanger. But still, I wish more episodes got created, because they could have adapted more games like Sonic Heroes and that, because we never got like characters like Metal Sonic and stuff in it. Here we are, the last of the Advance trilogy, Sonic Advance 3. I personally don't think this is my favorite entry in it, due to like the whole team-up mechanic, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. They experimented with like Knuckles Chaotix did. And it did introduce Gemerald, who was built off of Emerald's data following the events of Sonic Battle, and who hasn't come out with a recurring character in the IDW comic since. And even one of the boss fights was adapted into Sonic Prime's Netflix series, believe it or not, if you've seen the episode. And you all know what game's next. Shadow 05. Happy 20 years to this game.
He has a gun.
He has a gun. I don't know which Sonic fans thought the idea of Sonic having a gun would be cool, but okay. But yes, this game is rather infamous for having Shadow have vehicles to drive around it, and also the guns. And also, it looks very out of place in a Sonic game, but it did introduce the concept of Shadow going through 3 different missions to stages, and it would change the story, even though this is obsolete because the last story exists.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
we can't forget about Shadow 05 without mentioning the memes.
Where is it?
We're getting to it, don't worry.
Find the computer.
Okay. Find the computer room. Yeah, can't forget find the computer room. Okay. We see the devil.
Steal candy from babies and small businesses. Walmart.
Okay, bye. Yes, this game is rather infamous for its guns, and of course, like, the gun, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, honestly, but it did introduce the Sonic X cast into the game, such as Jason Griffith, Sean Schemmel, who you know for Goku, voiced Black Doom in this game, and Mike Pollock still voices Eggman to this day, as well as Amy Powell as Tails, Dangarita as Knuckles, Lisa Ortiz as Amy, and Kathleen Delaney as Rouge. And critics did not view this game in a positive way, not whatsoever, likely because of the immature themes, the guns, and use of words such as damn and hell, likely contributes to this game's infamy, which, let's get into that real quick. Let's get a compilation of Damn and Hell in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Where's that?
Damn for Chaos Emeralds. Damn you. Damn you. It's been 50 years. Justice will find you.
Damn it, what's wrong?
I'm going to
Destroy this damn planet.
Doctor.
You're going straight to hell.
You're going straight to hell. I wonder what Jason Griffith was thinking when he recorded that line. Alright, so Shadow of 5 is all done with. Let's go on to the next one. Sonic Rush. Better Sonic game that came out in 2005. Introduced Blaze the Cat, and honestly, it was a solid Sonic game for the DS, because even the first title on there. And also, I know whoever's listening to this game has definitely listened to Commander Money 456.
I have a question. Were you named Blaze before you played Sonic Rush or afterwards? Did you pick your name afterwards, or were you just born Blaze coincidentally?
Huh? What do you mean?
You said you were called Blaze?
Oh, did I call mine? No, I just chose it because it just sounded
Yeah.
cool. That's it, yeah.
Did you pick it because of the cat, or no?
We will never know. Sonic Riders is up next. This one was pretty good, not gonna lie. It was the best out of the Riders trilogy. It's the one I forgot. The last one was just no.
Music was good,
The music was good, yes. And I also introduced the Babylon rogues such as Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross. And this was honestly a pretty good time for the PS2 back on the day when I owned this, but I own it on the GameCube now. And the next game. Stay strong. Sonic 06. Yes, Sonic 06. You can see right there, the game was most infamous and it nearly killed the franchise. Just to the game getting a rush development and part of the team getting split to work on another Sonic game, which the music that's playing from that game is playing right now. And then Yuji Naka also leaving Sonic Team as well. The game is just filled with obnoxious load times, glitches, and poor gameplay decisions. It doesn't help that a terrible GBA port of Sonic 1 released on the same exact day as this game. It did have some positives though, okay? Let's get some positives out of the way. The music, banger. Crush 40, Zebrahead, Bentley Jones, iconic music. Shadow's character is easily the best in this game, as well as introduced Silver the Hedgehog. And the game had so much potential that a fan developer known as KSX remade the game in, I think, Unity, under the title of Project 06, and it fixes so many things about it. Seriously, play Project 06 if you haven't. Okay, what's next?
Did they have to remix the main theme that many times, though?
It's no use!
It's no use!
Yes. They did introduce Mephiles the Dark and Princess Elise, who was also voiced by she was also in Mean Girls, Lacey Chabert. You remember her as Gretchen from Mean Girls? She voiced Princess Elise.
The original fairy.
Yep. And then Dan Green voiced Mephiles. But yeah, as you can see there, on the right, those Max B sections are live strainers, seriously. And then I don't know why they made Silver just not the best to control in this game, and then Shadow is more combat focused. But let's get into some iconic moments from 06. We're also going to have to wrap this up soon because we're getting close on time. So, here we go. It's no use! It's no use! We're getting into it now. Hang on. Oh, it's no use! It's no use! Shout out to getting out of the boss fight arena and then getting flung to the moon. And then we can't forget this scene.
Yes. The best part of the game.
The best use of chaos control yet. Of course, we can't forget the introduction of the Fortnite gamer himself.
Welcome to Tilted Towers.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Memphis, Tennessee.
And I am part lizard.
Nice to meet you. I should have guessed. What happened to your mouth? You don't know. There's a new trend going around online called kinning. My body is reforming to suit your own. Soon I will be 100% shadow.
And there's nothing you can do to stop me. Oh, we love the Snapcube in this house. Anyway, next game is probably not one that a lot of people know about. The next game on the list was Sonic Rivals, the PSP, which I have played, but I've not played in years, honestly. This was pretty fun at the time, but it can get kind of boring kind of quick, not gonna lie. And then here we go, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Yep, the theme that's playing right now is from that game. Wherever the right place. I do remember this game for the party mode especially because it felt like the pseudo sequel to Sonic Shuffle kind of. Whoever played the party mode on this game was so fun. But yeah, Secret Rings, I don't know why they decided having it on rails, like Sonic controlling himself, was a good gameplay decision, but someone is remaking the game under the name Project Reignition, which fixes so many things about this game. So, next up is Sonic Rivals 2, the sequel that came out a year later, and it did introduce Espio, Tails, and Rouge to the roster, as well as some different game modes. And the next one, Sonic Rush Adventure. This brought back Sonic and Blaze one more time for another adventure across the seas in Blaze World. They did introduce Marine the Raccoon as well as the Coconut Crew members, and the Robot Pirates Captain Whisker and his right-hand man Johnny, who you race against to get the Chaos Emeralds. Seriously though, you need to upgrade the Wave Cyclone to get those emeralds, otherwise you are not standing a chance. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. This is one game I have not played. I don't know, I don't really feel like this one was worth visiting, honestly, but I might do one day. Oh, here we go, Sonic Chronicles. This game never got a sequel because of someone who we were talking about earlier. You all know him, Ken Penders. Yeah. This also didn't expand on the lore of Emerald and the Gizoids and the Knuckles clan, which were created by the Nocturnus clan, consisting of Shady Echidna and Imperator Ix, I think he's called. Is he 9X? I don't know. Anyway, this game was very poorly received, and it was developed by BioWare of all people. Also intended for the worst Sonic soundtrack ever made. Here we go, Sonic Unleashed, the music that is playing right now as well. I was a fan of this game on the Wii at first, but when I played the HD version, I enjoyed it a lot more. Because yes, I did play Sonic Unleashed first, and I thought the Hedgehog sections just dragged on too long, especially that battle theme is so repetitive. Oh my days. But the daytime stages are generally some of the best in the games, games I've ever played. And yeah, it was originally meant to be known as Sonic Adventure 3 at the time, until the game wanted to make it more focused on Sonic rather than multiple characters. And then we have Sonic and Smash Brothers, who has made an appearance in the 3 games. Sonic with Super Smash Bros. Brawl, when he was announced on the Smash Brothers Dojo of all things. Yeah, I just announced them on the website like that. No grand reveal like the Smash trailers you get nowadays. But yes, do make Shadow a fighter, please. How can you put the Ultimate Life Form as an assist trophy in the game that has Smash Ultimate in its title?
Well, enough about Waluigi. Let's talk about Shadow.
Yes, exactly. Sonic and the Black Knight. This one I am a fan of. This improves so much on Secret Rings, like, you don't even know. And it did give us 4 Crush 40 songs as well. Shout out to Knights of the Wind, With Me. Oh wait, no, he didn't sing With Me, but he did Live Life, Through the Fire, and Fight the Night, which was really good. And this was the last Sonic game to unfortunately feature the 4 Kids cast, so we would not get Jason Griffith back as Sonic after this game. Yes, the 4 Kids cast will be missed. Sonic 4, oh my god. This game sucks!
Next slide, next slide.
Yeah, next slide. It was only even meant to be called Sonic 4. It was originally meant to be a mobile game called Sonic the Portable. And you can see it in the background on one of the stages. Episode 2 as well. Episode 2 was alright, I guess, but still, even someone actually found this earlier this year, but there was a to be continued end credit scene that was found just this year actually, which was gonna be, leading to episode 3, but then that got canned. And fuck this game. Seriously, who thought this was a good idea? Xbox Connect, seriously? No one wants to, I don't think anyone wants to play this game. Yes.
Physically unplayable.
Physically unplayable. If you're not fit enough, you're not playing this game. But it did introduce the modern voice cast we have nowadays, like Roger Craig Smith, Kirk Thornton, Cindy Robinson, Karen Strassman, Michelle Roth, and Keith Silverstein as Vector. And here we go, the game that's playing right now, as soon as it wants to load. The colours aren't so bright with this one now, are they? What is going on with my slides? Give me a sec, I'm going to refresh it. It's no use! I don't know if it's just the Leonardo Hotel's Wi-Fi just playing up, but oh my god, what is going on? Okay, there we go. We're back. Thank god. So yeah, Sonic Colors. I remember playing this on the Wii back in Christmas 2010. And I really enjoyed this one. I really like how they made the stages more like the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed, and the whips were pretty fun as well, I will admit.
For Christmas 2020, I got the Crudes for the Nintendo Wii and Sonic Colors, and I played the Crudes more.
Did you enjoy it?
No!
Thanks for your input.
Sonic Colors is actually my first ever Sonic game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Sonic game I've ever played.
Really? Oh my god, you're missing out so much.
I'm trying to get them in.
I wish it wasn't 16.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Sonic Colors Ultimate was released in 2021, and it is a so-called remaster. But let's be honest, that game is glitchier than ever when it first released. Sonic Generations, though. 20-year anniversary, and they couldn't have done it better, honestly. Introducing classic Sonic back and having like a love letter to 2D and 3D Sonic fans was the best move they could have done. Especially because they chose, like, the stages they chose in the game, they did poll the employees and conduct internet surveys about which stage were the most popular, which we got the roster in the final game. As you can see right there, we have the 3 different eras, such as the classic era, which has Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, and then Metal Sonic and the Death Egg Robot as the boss fights. And the Dreamcast era, we have a Speed Highway from Adventure 1, City Escape from Adventure 2, Seaside Hill from Heroes, and then Shadow is the rival fight, and then Perfect Chaos returning with a banger remix of Open Your Heart. And then the modern era, we have Crisis City from 06, Rock Rooftop Run from Unleashed, Planet Wisp from Colors, and then Silver returns to the boss fight. Thank God there's no trapping in the wall with a ring every time now. And then the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed returns, and then we have the final boss against the Time Eater, which sucks. And then we have, Sonic Lost World. And while we roast how bad this game is, and for some reason I'm offline. Why am I offline? Fuck you, Leonardo Hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it doesn't want to show us.
It doesn't want to show us because it knows. Sonic Lost Connection, everyone. There we go, it's back. Yes, I did play this game and I thought it was pretty, I just thought it was pretty, honestly. Plus, this also introduced the Deadly Six members, which Zavok just keeps coming back all the time. Why does Sega want to keep using him so much?
They're trying to just be like...
Who remembers this image? If you were around in 2014, you know exactly what I'm talking about next. Sonic Boom. Without a doubt, I think Rise Lyric is one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. I couldn't even finish this, it was that bad. But the TV show was really good. It gave us some really good moments. The TV show was good. I did never play the 3DS games though. I personally have not played the 3DS games. And then the next game, the GOAT, Sonic Mania. We all know how good this game is. You've played it, most of everyone here has played it, so you all know how good Sonic Mania is. God, I've played this game so many times. But some of the music for this game, T-Lope's cooked with this soundtrack, so good. Especially since there's so many references to past Sonic titles. Like seriously, you would have thought at Studiopolis you get a reference to Sega Sonic Popcorn Shop. You would have thought that. And then a year later we got the Plus DLC, which brought back Mighty and Ray. So long after being missing. I wonder where they were for all that time. And then Sonic Mania Adventures also released around the same time, which was a really cute animated series. Seriously, you should go watch it on YouTube. It's so cute, honestly. I love Sonic Mania Adventures. And then we have this game. This disappointing waste of time called Sonic Forces. Does anyone actually like this game? No. You're the only person in this room that likes this game. What do you like about this game? Please share with us.
I like that you can play as Joker Persona 5.
You can, yes. Yes, they do have a Persona Alpha in this game.
There was the gamer hat.
I've watched him play through this game. I've never seen anyone madder in my life.
Oh my god.
We watched them play the Shadow extension.
Yeah.
And their response was, after the first stage was, that's it!
That's legit. They go by so fast, and like, they introduced Infinite as like probably the next Mephiles, and he's so disappointing. Seriously, you would have thought like just making him get beat up by Shadow was a good backstory, man, and then make him go full on evil. Seriously? I am not weak!
The character creation is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, but it's still with Sonic
They need to
Forces.
bring back the gamer hat. That should be a fixture for Sonic.
True, the game, and the Sonic shirts, you can forget the Sonic shirts.
They should create a Sonic
The first Sonic movie was up next. This did introduce us to James Marsden as Tom, and then Ben Schwartz as Sonic, and the iconic Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Yes, we love Jim Carrey in this house. As you can see right there, it grossed over $319.7 million worldwide. And also, let's just be thankful they changed the design of Sonic, because, oh boy. Even Chip and Dale, that movie on Disney Plus, we brought back Ugly Sonic as the meme.
They did it bad on purpose.
Also, we love Agent Stone in this house.
Yes.
Agent Stone's the GOAT.
Agent Stone.
And then just 2 years later, we got Sonic the Hedgehog 2. A banger film, honestly. The fact that they introduced Super Sonic and also Knuckles in this was so good. Especially since it draws inspiration from Sonic 2 and 3 while also adapting more elements such as the Chaos Emerald, Master Emerald, and Gun from Sonic Adventure 2. And of course, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this, such as where Sonic and Knuckles fight is the Labyrinth Zone, and then Agent Stone's coffee shop is called Mean Bean. And then of course, the giant robot that Eggman pilots is based off the Sonic 2 final boss. And movie did so well that the movie was greenlit for release and just came out last December. We'll get to that in a minute though. Just a few months down the line, we got Sonic Frontiers, which you all know this game for its boss fights against the Titans, where Super Sonic fights them with heavy metal music in the background. Seriously, those themes are so good. Undefeatable is easily a banger. And then we have right there, so the DLC for this game was also very interesting as well, because Sonic Frontiers were kind of stale on release for me, but then the DLC made it so much better with those open zone challenges, and then the Final Horizon DLC, which, yeah, admittedly it's a mixed bag, but I do like the new final bosses though, and some of those cyberspace levels, they will test you. Oh boy, those cyberspace levels. But yes, they did bring back Knuckles, Tails, and Amy as playable characters in the final DLC, which was really cool, because they were not playable since 2006 and 06.
Fixed Amy.
And also, yes, they did fix Amy as a playable character. But yes, a new Supersonic form was also introduced here, as well as Kellen Quinn also performing a covered up I'm Here, which was the main theme of the game. But yes, Kellen Quinn also killed it with this soundtrack.
He did.
Sonic Prime on Netflix. Who remembers this? I've watched this all the way through.
I didn't watch it, but I've heard so much about it.
It's just there for me personally. Like it has its moments, but it's just there for me personally. But I do love all the variants that they brought in, like such as Captain Dread Knuckles, like I forgot what some of these names are. Rusty Rose was the futuristic Amy.
The tails are like 9.
Tails 9, yes. And also we have Mangy Tails right there on the bottom. Then we have Black Rose right there, the pirate Amy. We have Thorn Rose as well right there. I do really love the variants, the fact that they're bringing them into Sonic Forces Speedball and also Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Yeah.
It's really cool they brought them in. But yeah, I'm very mixed on this Sonic Prime though. I've watched it all the way through, but it's just there. And then we have, oh shit, okay, I forgot about this next one. This is an iconic meme we got next. Let me just pause this. We're almost done with the panel now, by the way, because we're gonna have to wrap it up in a minute. So, we got this iconic shadow quote from Jet.
Why do you want to go to Mexico?
I just love the
Off he goes to Mexico to catch those Latinos. Yes, that is where the clip came from. It's not the official audio, but it was from Jet on YouTube. He made the Latinos meme. The fact that it's also been acknowledged nowadays is pretty funny. Okay, we're almost done.
He said it.
Sonic Super. Oh wait, not Sonic Superstars. Sonic to the Murder Sonic the Hedgehog. Who's played this? I do have this on Steam because it's free, but I do want to do a Twitch live stream of it one day, which I will showcase my shows at the end. I'm not going to promote, okay? So, I have not played this just yet, but I do want to do a live stream on it because this game looks fun, man. Like, especially the little cute designs they give the characters, like, it's so cute. I do want to do a cosplay group for this one day, so if anyone's down, let me know. We want to do a Murder Sonic the Hedgehog group. Yes, I see you. You want to do Blaze?
I want to see Blaze, but can I just say with this game, there is some fucking twist to it, and it's fucking funny.
I can't wait to play it then. But yes, they killed Sonic again for some reason after Mephiles decided to kill him in 06.
Why is he putting the people with him like...
Because the Sonic social media team have a sense of humor. And we have Sonic Superstars, which, like, this came out around the time of Spider-Man 2 and that Super Mario, what was it? It was October 2023 it came out. Because this game was heavily overshadowed by Spider-Man 2 and the Mario game that came out at the time. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up for a minute, so we're gonna have to make this quick. Yeah, Sonic Superstars, alright, but yeah, I do like the fact that they introduced Trip the Sungazer and brought back Fang the Hunter, sorry. But yeah, oh my god, some of these boss fights though, that Fang boss fight, don't even mention it. I died so many times with those insta-kill attacks, it's not fun. Sonic Dream Team is a game I have not played either, but maybe one day if they decide to get it off Apple Arcade, who knows? And then 2024 was the Fearless Year of Shadow, which, yes, this video was very good for Shadow the Hedgehog, especially if you see up there all the stuff they brought in for him. Yes, the Sonic Forces Speed Battle variants, such as Idol Shadow and then Warrior Shadow, and then they also gave Shadow a Batman costume, which was really cool. And then we also got Sonic X Shadow Generations later in the year, which was cool. And we also got the Knuckles series, which was just, why? I watched this, and I was just like, what were they thinking of with this series? They did bring back the Chakamak from Sonic Adventure, and Christopher Lloyd voiced him, which is really cool. But other than that, I have nothing positive to say about this series. It's more the Wade Show and Knuckles, that's what we'll call it. They didn't bring back the Knuckles half in the OVA though. But yes, even referencing Iblis was not enough for me to like this series. Here we are, Sonic X Shadow Generations. We're nearly done now. This game is so good, man. I love this game. Like, the fact that they brought back Sonic Generations to modern consoles and then put Shadow Gens in was so good. and also brought back the devil from the Bible, Black Doom. And then they even brought back some other characters like Mephiles. Good God, who would have thought he'd be back as a boss fight in this game? And they also brought back Metal Overlords with a banger What I'm Made Of remix for it. And even a DLC level featuring Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog if you bought it. But yeah, some of the stages in this game are really good. Like, I do like the fact that Chaos Island is for some reason here from Sonic Frontiers, despite the fact that Shadow never went to that area. But yeah. And then after that, we had Sonic Movie 3. Just last December, I saw it with Ray over there in the Odeon Theatres. Hello, Ray. Yes, Sonic Movie 3 was so good. If you haven't watched it, please do. The fact that there's so many references and stuff in this was good. We are going to have to wrap up in a minute though, so let's get through this last slide real quick. The post-credit scene featured Amy and Metal Sonic. Can't wait for Sonic Movie 4. And then just now, Sonic Racing Crossworlds. We're finally there, we're up to modern day. This game is still getting updated consistently, and is introducing more characters like Joker, Ichiban, SpongeBob and Patrick for some reason. But yes, this game I do want to buy because it looks really good.
It is.
And then that's it. We're all done now. We've been caught up. And we have some really cute images here. And then thank you everyone for attending this panel. I was so glad. I'm sorry I have to cut it short, but we are running short on time. So I have to speed through it. I'm sorry, but thank you for coming. And then before we go, yes, here's some images of me with some notable figures like Johnny Giowelli, TJ Davis, and David Humphrey. Shout out to X, by the way, and everyone you see on here. Here's my socials real quick in case you want to add me on socials. Thank you everyone for attending, and thank you for making this panel such a good time.
Thank you very much.
Yippee! Yippee!